Hello, everyone, and welcome to I don't know what the
Does
name.
this artist suck?
Yeah, that's the name of our new thing. We're going to be taking artists and giving our first impression on what we think of them initially, because there might be a possibility that we look at an artist and just off the bat we're like, that artist is fucking shit, but then we're going to take their music, go into it, actually listen to it, and see what we think and see if we end up liking it or if it is just shit.
Right. And in my head, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking when we get to the music part, we'll probably listen to like 2 or 3 essential albums. In this
Mm-hmm.
case, Chance the Rapper has one album, so we're only going to
Yep.
be listening to one. And
Yeah.
but with most, we'll probably listen to 2 or 3 essentials. I think the best way to go about it would be to like listen to the two that people say are the best, and then listen
Yeah.
to their most recent one to see if they've changed at all. Which would probably be, I think, will probably be the best way to go about that. And
That's a good
also,
approach.
afterwards we're gonna give like like a little wrap up thing after we like dissect the album, see if we were wrong.
Yeah.
Talk about like do we want to talk about this person again? Will we keep our ears and our eyes open for them? Probably not, especially for me on this one because I don't
Yeah,
care.
no, with chance. But there's definitely some that will plan on doing that. I know that, there's bound to be new developments on, but as far as I know with chance, if the next album he's putting out is on par with The Big Day. I haven't listened to all of it yet. Well, both of us haven't, but I tried to a while ago. I listened to like 2 songs and I had to tap out. And even though we're only listening to one, I have listened to the 2 mixtapes that he put out that are pretty much good enough that they should have just been his first 2 albums. Acid Rap and Coloring Book. He did do another one before that, but I never listened to that. But Acid Rap was a really good album. Coloring Book had Kanye on, and they were really good. So it's a shame because it's not like someone who is a shit musician, like who has no potential, just making a shitty first album. Like this is someone who actually has the potential to be good. Like
That's
his
kind of crazy.
verse.
Like it wasn't an album and he had Kanye featured. Like that's kind of odd to me, especially like that early on. You'd think that he'd just be like, "All right, I'm
Yeah,
releasing this as my first album, and that's the single because big artist." Like that's I don't understand that.
yeah, it is weird that he took so long. I don't know why, because I get sometimes people do mixtapes before they're famous, but Chance was fucking on the scene in 2012. Like everybody knew acid rap, so it just seems confusing that he didn't make those as albums. I've never heard him explain why.
I don't know, man. But like, okay, well, were they mixtapes you had to pay for, or were they like for free?
I'm not sure actually, but I do. I think you can buy them. I've seen people that have
Yeah, I think there
CDs
are
of
like
acid rap.
there's like remastered and like professionally done ones and stuff. But like, I was just saying like thinking like because like Drake does that where he releases a mixtape but you pay for it, so it might as well just be a fucking album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like he
don't
has
get why
that.
they do that.
If you're reading this, it's too late, and I see that all the time. Like they have vinyls of that, and there's like CDs of that you can buy, but like he calls it a mixtape, and I think it's just that it's not strong enough that like he just doesn't want to call it an album because it sucks, but he wants to release it and make money anyway. So
Which
it's
is
just like,
funny when he
here you
drops
go.
stuff like Certified Lover Boy, where it's like this is mixtape level, just rapping over shitty beats. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, but with the Big Day, that was an album that had a lot of behind the scenes drama apparently, because I know that his manager was what was it? He announced the album and the tour for the album before he had any songs planned. So he was going into the first album he's ever made without any preparation, just winging it all. And that's what his manager said. Someone who closely worked with him, someone who's worked with him since 2012, and because of the album just fucking bombing that badly, Chance just blamed his critics and the manager, and he fired his manager and replaced him with his dad and his brother. So yeah, he's definitely hasn't handled the criticism of it particularly very well. So that's not a good
Damn.
sign either.
So part 2 is going to be even worse, huh?
Yeah. It's a shame.
Then it might be worth coming back and listening again if it's even worse than this one, you know?
Yeah, it's possible he might actually make it even worse. I really hope he's somehow able to just like the big days, just a one blemish of an otherwise good career. Because it would suck if Chance just from here on out is just shit.
No, I hope he just stinks forever. I hope The Big Day is the first bad album of a long string of just shit forever. Oh, also, we need to keep in mind when we go into the albums that sometimes if an artist has an exceptionally bad one, we're going to cover that too. And there are going to be, we might be the same series, might just be like a little offshoot thing, but we're also going to be doing good artists that have released very bad music and talking about the bad music that good artists release.
Yeah, we're going to be, it's kind of different to just, going into the shitty ones. So we're just going into like good artists that just have bombs in their career.
Okay, well, I guess that's a good intro. Wait, we haven't even talked about Chance yet. We just talked about what the day. Today, it's the first episode of, or I guess episode, whatever. It's the first one of these. It's not a podcast. It's not a YouTube series. It's not a show. It's not a video. It's a thing. And we're talking about, today it's Chance the Rapper. And we've already mentioned that, I think. You already mentioned that you like his albums, his mixtapes, and we already went into that pretty in depth.
We did.
So we know Chance because of Ultralight Beam, the Kanye West song. He played a very good part in it. He did a good rap verse that I was surprised by. It was very good. And I know him from the song Holy by Justin Bieber. He does a guest verse on it. So anytime I think of Chance the Rapper, I think of this very bad verse where the only line that stays in my head is about Joe Pesci and like and he like rhymes with Joe Pesci a million times and it doesn't fit with this song about like loving his wife and being like a holy man now, Justin Bieber. So yeah, it's kind of not very fitting. If
it's weird because like Justin Bieber's entire part, like the piano part rules, him singing was awesome. And then I was like, well, Chance is great in Ultralight Beam. Like his singing was the best part of the fucking song. So I was, hoping his verse would be good. The beginning and end parts are, but then he just fucking becomes retarded with his like rhymes about Joe Pesci and like all the other shit that he rhymed it with. It's like, what are you doing? This has nothing to do with what the original point of the song was.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. Chance the Rapper's stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, my impression of him is he sucks going into this. I like the one verse that I've heard on the Ultralight Beam, but that's not enough to save him for me because of how much I hate the Holy verse. And what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say my first impression of Chance and the album is that Chance definitely has potential. If you can put out 2 good mixtapes, you definitely can put out 2 good albums. So the fact that his manager's saying that he just fucking winged his first one, I don't have good hopes for the album because, like, especially with who his influences are, it's just unacceptable. Like, Kanye's a perfectionist, and he's, like, the person he looks up to. Like, Kanye's always tried to make all of his albums at, like, the best of his ability. Donda's the only one that, like, got leaked. All the other ones he's, like, fucking been able to, like, take care of and, like, perfect. So the fact Chance thought that, like, my impression is that he got cocky enough to think that he was good enough to wing an album, but he's not that type of rapper that's like good enough to do that.
Right. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear Fuck Rap or whatever the album's called. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Ice Cube. It was a good day.
Yeezus 2.
Oh shit! This was supposed to be the sequel to Yeezus
I was just saying that because they both
because
have
it
like
has a
a clear
CD on it.
thing. I almost called it Yondi. Yeezus looks way better because it's got like the cool red tape and it looks like an album cover. He's just holding a fucking like it. I hate the cover of The Big Day. The fact that's the cover for his first album also proves that he winged it, in my opinion. Like,
Yandi is king. All right. Let's just fucking cut the recording here and go check the album out.
all right,
Now we're back. Now
hell
we're
yeah,
here to talk about what we just listened to. Chance the Rapper, the album with the Clear Diamond CD. Did I
yes,
forget the name yet again?
The
Yeah,
Big
I
Day.
did. The Big Day. It's the Big Day. This album is fucking. I don't even have anything to say.
It's like
fucking
the
bad.
worst
It
album
hurts.
I've ever listened to
I,
by a rapper.
I might have listened to something worse in the past. I don't know. But it's one of the worst things I've heard. Not only because the
Yep.
content is bad, that's bad enough. And it's bearable for 5 tracks. But after you get to like song number 6 and on, it just becomes the boringest fucking thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And it just becomes exhausting because you know that it's 22 songs long, so it's never fucking ending. And he's one of those
Yeah.
fucking people that make songs that could be 2 minutes long, but because, want more airplay, I don't know if it's more airplay or whatever, but wants to make it 5 minutes long to pad it out. I fucking hate when he does it, when Justin Timberlake does it, when fucking anyone does it. Making songs 5 minutes long doesn't make them better, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just shit. It makes it worse. A song being 2 minutes long isn't bad. Like it does, like having an album full of short songs makes it fucking better because then it's over faster. Especially when it's like this, because it's a fucking hunk of shit. No matter how long the songs are in this one, it was gonna end up being bad because Chance the Rapper is just fucking bad. He's not good.
Yeah, it's such a shame because it's like I liked Acid Rap and I liked him on not Father Stretch Rap, Ultra Light Beam. I loved all of that shit, and it's weird because I went into The Big Day like I'm not going to like this. Everyone said it's a shit album. There's no way I'm gonna be like the dude that likes it. And then like the first track in, I was like, this isn't too bad. What if I end up liking it? What if the other songs are like really great and there's more that this album has to offer. And then it got up to like the 4th song. It was like Hot Showers or something. And that was like the worst song I think I've ever heard a fucking rapper do. Like there was so many fucking bad lines in that one. It was like unbelievable.
That one was interesting because like that was the song that was like the single, that was the one that was meant to like sell the thing. That's the one that people are gonna like listen to and supposed to go back to and put on their playlist and drive around and show it to their friends. That's the one that's gonna make people want to buy the album, and it is the worst fucking thing ever. And the music video makes the fucking song even worse because not only do you have this hunk of shit fucking song fucking for 4 minutes, but they added 2 more minutes of a skit.
Yeah.
So you get like this little story about this lawyer that is Chance the Rapper's lawyer who's being beaten up by I assume the mafia or something.
Yeah.
Old white guys in suits are beating him up, so I assume that means gangsters, and they're like hitting him with baseball bats and shit, and he owes them money, and he calls Chance the Rapper. He's like, Chance, I need your help. But Chance the Rapper is too busy hanging out with his friend with the Bape sweatshirt on and fucking the baby dressed up in Malcolm X cosplay.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Dancing around and singing the worst song ever. And during this, his lawyer is being tortured while they're having fun with debauchery on the racetrack, having showers, and being around young girls with their fat asses shaking all over the fucking video. So
Yeah.
there's that's it. That's the whole video. Not very good at all. I don't know what Bape is. It made me very uncomfortable
Yeah.
because he had his arm in front of the B for part of it, and I swear to God, I thought he was wearing a rape sweatshirt, and I did not know what to think. And then he moved, and I said, "Oh, it's just Bape." And then I thought for a minute, and I was like, "Wait, what is Bape? Does that mean anything?" So, yeah, not a fan of the baby, of
Yeah.
Bape Guy, or of Chance the Rapper on that song. And then we keep going, keep trekking on down the album, and every other song is boring, and they all bleed together, except for the title track because of the fact
Oh
that
my
it's
God.
slow, really slow moving.
Yeah.
And then there's a part where this guy just starts screaming like, "Fuck, piss, shit." It's like, what?
It was like so weird because I went into that one and all I knew was that it featured like that Francis and the Lights guy, and they did that song like I Thought About Killing You with Kanye, and they've done some other Kanye songs. So I was like, maybe this is like a good song out of the album because it's the title track, and then it starts off so slow. I'm like, no, there's no way this is good. And then out of nowhere, it just sounds like someone with Tourette's just going, fuck it. You're like, what? Where did this come from? Like, why are you screaming at me?
Oh, and scattered throughout the album are these neat little skits. Don't know what any of them mean. It was all just people speaking to each other
Yeah.
about pointless things like, "Ooh, yeah, Dad, I'm at the diner right now having eggs." And then, like, the dad's like, "Yeah, I'm glad you're getting eggs right now, son. There's protein in the eggs." And the kid's like, "Thanks for the advice, Dad." And then the kid gets cancer and he gets wheeled off. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the skit. And that's the thing. It's every single time it's just boring people talking, has nothing to do with the songs because apparently this whole thing is just freestyle anyway, so the songs don't mean anything, and having these
Yeah.
skits on doesn't give the album any more meaning. It just gives people the opportunity to say things which I guess are supposed to be funny, but I never laughed at it once, so I don't know. And it might have been funny had I not already been bored by the whole
Yeah.
album. So I'm already tainted by like whatever, and I'm just bored and exhausted listening to. I saw the name Keith David on there, and that would be cool if Keith David actually fucking put his voice on there. But if it was him, I should have been able to tell, but I couldn't. And you know why? Because I was stressed out from having listened to a piece of shit song just 2 seconds earlier. So I'm not thinking about Keith David. So you know what? Would have been cool to have him on there. I saw a lot of other artists were on this thing. You know, you got Megan Thee
Yeah.
Stallion. She
The
had
Wall
a
Lady,
cool
yeah.
verse. Yeah, she did a cool verse about I don't know what. And then Nicki Minaj came on a couple times, laid down some fat ass rhymes. None of them were any
Yeah.
good. Then you had, you know, like I mentioned already, we got the baby. We got fucking the Bape guy, and then a whole slew of artists I've never even fucking heard of, which would make sense because I assume Chance the Rapper is pretty low on the tier list, so he's probably got to rely on a lot of shittier like no name people to be like his features to like blow up the album. But nobody could make this sound good. It's all boring anyway. The beats are boring. Chance the Rapper is boring. The best thing about it is when he decides that the beat is boring and he needs to add his own part on, so he'll like jump in like, wiki wah, and like just do like stupid sounds. It's pretty good on that respect. But yeah, I would never recommend anyone listen to this ever. I feel like I've kind of took over this. I'm sorry. You
No, it's all good.
go ahead.
When you were mentioning with the features as well, it's funny because the mixtape, you know, it has people like fucking like Kanye West and like
Yeah,
all
that's
these
what I didn't get.
people, but then he's like, hey, let's not put Kanye on my album. And I mean, to be fair, I'm glad he didn't, since I wouldn't want Kanye on such a fucking god awful project. And I really feel like the reason that he ended up making it the way that he did, where it's like all focused on God and like his wife and shit, is because he was with Kanye during the Wyoming ranch, and Kanye was like having his religious breakthrough. So he's like, hey, he's doing like an entire album about religion. What if I just wing an entire album about religion and just talk about how much I love my wife?
Well, you were talking about that, but like, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention really to like the lyrics at all. So I didn't really notice that. I just assumed it was supposed to be an album that was a rap album, and on that, it's not good. It doesn't sound good at all. Nothing about it is good. When I did pay attention to the words, I was not blown away. I was kind of cringing at that. So I just kind of zoned out, listened to the music, and that was also bad. So
yeah, and that's
just
the thing
not
as well
good.
with
It's
like,
boring. That's the biggest issue.
yeah,
It's like I would rather sit in silence than listen to that. I would rather just listen to nothing than to fucking have to. That's like,
yeah,
it's like when you like listen to something and like time passes faster because you like it and like you get like a level of enjoyment out of it. This is like negative enjoyment. This is like it sucks everything out of you to hear it, and it makes time go by so much slower, and you just wish that your life would go by just in 2 seconds because of how bad it is. It's the worst fucking thing ever, like
yeah.
genuinely. And I like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna like it going in. I didn't know it would be that bad though. I didn't know it would
Me
be one of the
neither.
worst albums I've ever fucking heard in my life. And I think the worst thing about it was that I realized after every song that there's 10 songs left. There's 7
Yeah,
songs left. It's the fucking worst thing ever. And you know that they're all going to be 5 minutes long and have the
exactly.
worst, most boring fucking beat ever. And
The
nothing's going
most
to sound
basic
good about it.
choruses as well, and then it's like, because there was like one where it was like, if you need to get a bag, go and get a bag. If you need to get a bag, go and get a bag. And then that was the first part of the song, and then he had a stupid verse. And then the second chorus comes in where it's like, if you need to get a bag, go and get a bag. And then imagine that 4 times. And then for like 22 songs, the most basic choruses, and it reaches the point where it hits the second chorus and you're like, you can just wrap this song up. I've got like the whole gist of like what you were trying to convey here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but yeah, you got to get everybody's feature on and then get him back around on again and then like get 5 more verses and choruses, get 2 backup singers to come in and do a fucking tap dance over the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry for all the coughs, everybody. I smoked beforehand and I don't have any drinks right now. So
Yeah. Also, the rhymes like was so fucking. It feels like one of those people where like he's just looking around in his room, because there was like a song where the first verse he was like rapping about like elephants and then a Pringles can, and it's like
oh
you just
god, yeah.
anything goes.
Yeah, no. Nothing on it makes sense. So, like beginnings of sentences and ends of sentences don't match each other. Ideas aren't fully fleshed out, and they go into the
Yeah.
end of other ideas, and you're not like really sure what happened. Um, Nothing about it's consistent. Um, it's the kind of thing that you would hear on a radio DJ. They play their generic beat. They get Chance the Rapper on. They're like, "Yo, Chance, spit something for us, all right?" And he comes on, and he's like, "All right, DJ White Owl, fucking splickety, like whatever. I don't know. Joe Pesci, can't mess with me. Can't go to the pharmacy. Fucking, I don't know. Awful album. Obviously, I can't come up with anything better. But I'm not the rapper. Chance the Rapper
Yeah.
is, and he's bad. He's not good.
And
You
that's the
can't.
shitty thing too, is that like it's the fact that he released it, because like it's one thing for him to make all of these songs that are bad, but if he was like a good person, he would have finished making it and realized like this is so shit that no one needs to hear this. Like it's fucking that bad.
Absolutely. And it will exhaust you so much. If you try to listen to that from beginning to end, it will exhaust you more than the worst day at work. I fucking
Yeah,
promise you that.
it's just fucking god awful. Like, and when you were saying as well with the lyrics, like just not making any sense in that like hot showers one, there was like one tangent he went on about like McDonald's like barbecue that I didn't even catch. Like you were the one that noticed it, but I was so like
Yeah,
taken
no,
off.
he did like a whole verse about barbecue that he got at McDonald's. It was fucking I don't know why.
Yeah, I I don't get that.
I will say McDonald's barbecue, not bad. Not bad. Kind of spicy. Dip a French fry in that. Eat that shit. Good fucking meal right there.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Chance the Rapper, you said, man, people want me to kill myself after making this album. Well, you're damn right. People do want you to kill yourself. Not me.
Yeah.
I don't. I want you to live. I just want you to live to see how bad this album is. I
Yeah.
want you to live to age 55 and to look back on this and think, wow, I was a dumb kid and I made a very bad choice in my life by fucking ever thinking that that would be a good idea to make that album. But other people do want you to kill yourself. I'm not saying that that's justified. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be surprised after making something this bad that people want you to die. It's that
Yeah.
fucking bad that it could drive someone to commit a mass shooting.
Yeah, like honestly, if you told me that like that fucking Dumbo is Florida shooter, like he listened to the big day and was like, "Oh my god, my Biggie is can't handle this," and went out and shot all those kids, I would totally fucking understand why he did that.
No, for sure. It really is the worst thing ever. So yeah, yeah, don't check it out. I don't have anything more to say other than it's bad.
Yeah, it just imagine being a Chance fan where it's like you were invested in all his mixtapes and like when he was popping in 2012 and you're like, this guy's gonna have a fruitful career. And then he's like, I'm gonna drop an album. This is the most emotional one I've made. You're all gonna be proud. Everyone's like, this is great. Every like he worked with Kanye. He even said in Ultra Lightbeam, I worked with Kanye. I'm never gonna fail. And then he just drops the biggest failure of a fucking album ever.
Just the worst fucking thing ever made. I have no words other than that. It's just not good. Nothing. I can't put in. I can't say exactly why it's bad. I don't have the music theory words as to why
Yeah,
note A should be behind note B or whatever.
yeah,
But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't sound good, and nobody would ever think it sounds good if they're a fucking just person. I don't know. Fuck them. Fuck anybody involved in it. And his producer, who's like, yeah, it was because he freestyled that made it bad. It's also because you don't know how to produce a fucking song, asshole.
that
You made the
wasn't a.
worst fucking shit ever. He's not the producer.
He was the
That,
manager, so he was
oh,
like the guy that manages shit.
then dumbass manager should hire a better producer than the fucking producer that was there because that was the worst shit ever. And also, if you're his manager, just because you're within proximity of him, you should have the human duty to just walk up to him and punch him right in his solar plexus one time to knock the wind out of him. And when he gets his breath back and he says, "Why would you punch me directly in my chest?" You say, "Because I listened to your album and that's the exact feeling I got after I fucking listened to it."
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the manager said that you can tell listening to it that it was like rushed and winged. And as soon as I got to Hot Showers, that was the moment I was like, I know what he means. Like this sounds like a verse that like he didn't go into the song knowing he had to write a verse, and he's just scrambling like barbecues. I had that at McDonald's. Let's make this an entire verse and stretch out the song with all this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, just bad. I hate that they
Yeah,
made records out of it. Imagine buying that.
yeah, it just, and that's the thing. I think because I've been mentioning like how bad the lyrics are, like the production on it as well. Like it was so fucking slow. Like there was one where like I remember you were like, "Ooh, this has a guitar in it." And we're like a little bit excited that it might be interesting, and then it was like strum a chord and then wait for 5 seconds, silence, strum a chord again, 5 seconds silence, and that was the song.
Yeah. boring. Everything on it boring. Nothing is exciting. Nothing will make you be like, ooh, I wonder what's coming next. It'll just make you want it to end forever.
Yeah,
And lucky for you, you're not gonna have to listen to the whole thing. You can just shut it off whenever you get fucking bored.
exactly.
We didn't. We weren't able to. So that's where all the anger comes from. If it was
Yeah,
just listen to a couple songs, shut it off, it wouldn't be that bad. But I mean, come on, it was like an hour and a half out of my day. So fuck.
and that's kind of why I liked listening to it, just because it drives home the point. Where like Chance is bigging up his album of how great it is. It's like, okay, I took the time out of my day to finally listen to it. Why are you bigging it up this fucking great?
Yeah.
Chance, it's
No, it's
fucking the worst album not only Chance has made, but that a rapper has made.
no, it's god awful. So yeah, 0 out of 10,
Yep,
0 out of 10,
two
0.
zeros.
Uh,
It's
all
fucking
right,
terrible.
all right, lovely little monster ladies or whatever you want to call yourselves. We'll catch you next time on. Oh, I guess we forgot to do the end part. We were not
Yeah,
wrong. He's bad. So
yeah,
all right.
exactly. Completely.
We were
In
right.
fact, if anything, I went into it being like, you know what? I like Chance. I liked him on the Kanye stuff. I like him less as a musician and as a person because of that album.
Right, 100%. All right, bye, lovely little monster ladies.
Peace out, everyone.